How about the attention of like everybody else? How did that affect you?
As a kid, you don't really realize that uh, these adults that are here for you. No, I guess I didn't really see the value of having people around me that were there for me, and maybe I didn't need it as much then, but it was pretty cool having people like Brent and Ruth, and like if I had like a youth group minister or whatever, be able to talk to them. And now as an adult, if I see them somewhere, it's nice to like say hi to them and stuff.
Or what did people do to let you know that you were just as special as Allison? Or did they? Or is that something that they did not do?
No one was saying that Allison was more special than us, so it wasn't like that we were trying to be just as special or as her, you know what I'm saying, or more special. It was hard to see someone in that state, you know what I'm saying? It was more like trying to bring her up to us, you know what I'm saying? We weren't trying to get up to her. It was trying to get her up to us. So I think that with that, it was like just trying to be a brother or a sister to someone who you have to like, like is fragile. So like you have someone who normally I would beat up. You know what I'm saying? Normally I would beat up, and I can't. So I have to find other ways to interact with someone. So like she is very special. Very tough to kind of like interact with her all the time. Sometimes it was like swimming, for instance. Allison can't swim, so like a normal 5-year-old sister, I'd grab her and be like, "You're going under the water," you know what I'm saying? But with Allison, I can't have any fun with her at the pool except for just swimming around her. And I wouldn't say that I struggled with feeling as special as her. I just wanted her to like be interacted with or feel interacted with. That answers your question.
Kind of, yeah. And I don't think that anybody would have ever verbally said like, "Oh, she's more special," because we didn't feel that way. But just by virtue of like the attention and stuff,
Yeah,
that's something that like
no, and at the time, maybe we didn't realize it because we're kids, but when you look back at it, it's like, like Heidi had to spend a lot of time with Allison because you realized something that we didn't, which is that Allison has a way more limited time on Earth. It wasn't something that I noticed until I was older, and it wasn't like a bad thing. It was like, oh, she did her job as a mom. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, but it's interesting because you and Shay actually had very similar answers on that, and I'm still fascinated and so in awe of you guys that you had that perspective and that you didn't feel like, okay, where's my attention? And I'm still trying to figure out how you guys came out of it that way.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of blessings. Like, for instance, my grandparents are super special to me, and I don't know what I'd do without them. So the two people are amazing. I have Uncle Mark and Aunt Sarah, who I can go to for whenever. The amount of support that we got was very lucky. I don't think that one of those things where we did have all the support, and it was kind of just a blessing to have, so it kind of keeps you positive.
It sounds like having extended family and family friends, places that you could go where you were the focus, or you could go and just like forget about things and play video games with your cousin.
Yeah,
was part of what helped. So there are people that stepped in the gap.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. And you have relationships with all those people even now, so that's neat. Do you feel like the kids, the siblings, should be basically mandated to go to therapy after the loss of a sibling?
Mandated. No, no, because
I
therapy
asked
is not for
because
everyone.
I asked because Shay actually said she's like she really could have used professional counseling, and she knows that as a kid she would have rebelled against it. So she
Uh,
wishes somebody had said you need to go to therapy and you're gonna go every month for a while. And so I
I
was curious to hear what your thoughts on that.
see. I think that if I had went to therapy, I would have uh, thought it was bull, and I would have tormented my therapist. It would have not been okay. So no, you're a parent, so you can decide. Hey, this kid needs to go to therapy, and that's okay. I'm not saying that. But therapy is not for everybody.
Like, and I also understand you can't force anybody to get anything out of anything unless they really want it. But I was curious, like from a kid perspective, do you force them to go once or twice because they don't know what they don't know, and then give
Yeah,
them
sure. Make
business?
them go a
Or
couple times. Yeah, make them go. Why not? I was a kid, and I remember being made to go a couple times to things I didn't want to go to. Yeah, sure. Why not? You know, but if they don't like it, don't make them go over and over.
right?
Have them try it out and see what it
Yeah,
is.
that seems like a
But
happy medium. Um, did you have people that were safe that you could talk to?
during the time that she was dying, I don't think that I was old enough to understand that I needed to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
What was there anything that was done right after she passed away to support you and your other brother and sister?
Nope. Nope.
What could Yep, what could have been done?
Uh, I think that that lies on the parents, and that's just like what I was talking about before. Parents need to go see counseling. People, you know what I'm saying? Parents need to talk about stuff with their kids. Lose a child like that, yeah, like finding support for your kids is important, but like you need to focus on like the trauma. It's like trauma's crazy. It's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit your kids. It's gonna impact everybody. So you're only in control of yourself, though. So if you can't, control your kids' trauma, that's okay. There's paid professionals who are there to be there for them. So just like find the support, um, whatever it is in the mental health field. And then with kids, like kids can't really find their own support. They're dumb kids. What are you supposed to do as a kid to like, you know, as a 10-year-old, like I can't, I mean, I could go to church more often, I guess, but at school things weren't going well for me. And so it was kind of fell on my parents um, to do that. And so I think that when you go through that, uh, it's definitely up to the parents
Do you
to.
think that other either extended family or family friends, if somebody had stepped in and said, "Hey, I'm going to take you out to ice cream once a month," or just kind of took you under their wing, and not necessarily that they're going to do
Like
counseling with you, but just,
mentorship.
yeah, would that have been helpful?
Yeah, I think that that would have been helpful, and I could say that I had that in some ways or another through like grandparents or I think that if you can find your kids like a peer support or like a mentorship program to kind of get them out of the house, yes, totally.
Are there any ways that you did feel supported, like not necessarily in the first like right away, but just in general ways that you did feel supported besides like talking to grandma and grandpa?
Huh? No, no, it was really scary actually. Uh, it's kind of like they're the support was supposed to be my dad. You know what I'm saying? At
And
that
he
as a
frankly
kid,
wasn't capable. I mean, because that's the thing that
right?
par- parents are incapable of, I think, providing really good support for the other kids at the beginning. And so, like, trying to figure out, and that's what a lot of this like video series is about, is like for you other people, like, hey, how can people rally around
Yeah,
these siblings and provide support for them? Because the parents, they're useless.
And that's what happens is like everything. So what do you do? I have no clue that these options are available to me as a kid, or that there's like support that can be paid for by insurance. You know what I'm saying? You have to take a step back and be like, hey, my kids need some additional support, and I can't do everything. I can't be their therapist and their dad. If you feel like you can't do all of that as a parent after suffering the loss of a kid, reach out. Like, reach out to your friends or your family and get therapy. If you can't afford therapy, if you don't have insurance, then you know, friends and family, and um, geez, reach out. That's all I gotta say to that. I don't.
That's
If you don't have,
awesome.
like, do what you can, because like uh, everybody just suffered trauma. Everybody, and so